Okay, hello everyone. So I'm going to be doing this little painting of, I don't really know what it's going to be. It could be one of my paintbrushes just fell out of the glass. I don't know whether it's going to be dandelions or cornflower or parsley or parsley. Yeah. Anyway, I've done some masking fluid on just a bit around here for like just random dots to indicate flowers and the stem. So let's begin painting. So I'm going to do a couple of things first. I'm going to just get some Gambouge Hue and I'm just going to add some water to it so it's very liquidy. Taking a big brush, just going to wet my paper. Ooh. I'm just going to twist my chair because I'm a bit uncomfortable. It's nice and watery. Probably going to move this just a little bit. Okay. So I've got a little bit of here. This was Sap Green, a bit of Gambouge Hue and Indigo. And I'm just going to use this mix because it was already here. Just going to make an interesting background. I just want to get my colours down because I do have some salt that I'm going to sprinkle in a second. At the moment I'm just doing it randomly until I'm happy. Okay, so I have Himalayan pink salt, but it's a tub. It's already got a grinder with it, but you can take the lid off to get the bigger chunks. So because this is so small, I'm probably gonna go for this. Is going to be loud. I'm probably going to go for the smaller. I'm going to use the grinder to do smaller bits of salt because maybe, I don't know, we'll see how this goes on whether I add the bigger salt chunks. Okay. Now you will have to bear with me a little bit because I've never been good at salt. I've never been good at the salt technique. But the other day I watched a bit of a video of like kind of a tutorial and kind of instructions to help me out a little bit, and it's meant to be so the water is no longer pooling on your paper. Maybe the wet sheen is supposed to be not visible, so it's supposed to be damp, but the sheen of wet paper is supposed to be gone. So I did experiment the other day on another painting of my own time where I practiced that, and I tried to do it when it didn't have a sheen on it, but it didn't work. But the wetter bits of the paper did work, so I'm just kind of doing this and hoping for the best from my experiment the other day. Okay, so I'm probably just going to put just a couple of bigger ones, oh dear, somewhere, and we'll see what happens. And then just one here. Okay, I'm going to leave that as that, let it dry before I take them up and see how see how we do. So I'm not going to blow dry this or anything, because I want everything to not move around. I want it to stay in its place. So yeah, see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. It's not dry, you'll notice, but a little update. There was kind of a disaster. I didn't realise this still had salt in it. You would have thought I would have noticed it, but I spilt it on my paper towel. I tried to pick it up. I ended up accidentally dropping loads of more salt on this, so you'll see there's a lot more salt than when I last left you. So goodness know what we're going to get. It's going to be a fun experiment to find out. Okay, so I've come back. It is now dry. There's even more salt than when I left you the second time that I came back, and the reason is it wasn't doing anything with the water. You notice I removed the big bits of salt because they weren't doing anything. I just suck at the salt technique. But last time that I was just telling you about beforehand, I was kind of successful. I did get some interesting background like you're supposed to, but not as much as other people, so it's still a work in progress. But anyway, it's also been a while, so I think it's a little darker now, so I might have to make it brighter. I don't know, but let's actually first, and I just poured salt on myself. Oh, okay, so now I've got a salty floor. Okay, I'm just going to dry this off, because otherwise I will stick my hand in that and forget about it. And then after this I'm probably going to have to dust bust some salt. Okay, so is this dry? I don't even know if this is dry. Oh goodness, what have I done? Can I just sort of... Oh gosh, still salt on it. Anybody who's watching this video who successfully knows how to do the salt technique, or who's watching me attempt the salt technique, this is probably devastating for you. You're probably screaming. You're probably screaming at the video thinking, what on earth is she doing? And if you are thinking, what on earth is she doing? I'm thinking the exact same thing. I don't know what I've done. And this is all rough now. I think this paper is now just going to be permanently salty. You can see, you can still hear it. Okay, well, we can still continue this painting. You can see all the salt here. Go away. Just get off the camera for now. Go, 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 go. I'm not herding cattle, or I'm herding salt. Go over there. Okay. I don't even know what I'm going to do with this. I don't really have a plan. Let's grab some Sap Green, some Indigo. I tell you what, I don't know how dark it is. I don't know. Should I turn my light on? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of a darker green, just like that, and then I'm just going to use some clean water, and I'm just going to do a bit of wet and wet technique, and you can still see all of the salt. I'm just going to keep going. Maybe when I've actually taken this off of the, once I've taken the tape off, maybe I can, and it's properly dry completely, maybe I'll be able to get the residue salt off that way. Although despite the salt still being on it, it still did give it a bit of texture. It was just interesting, my way of doing it. So I still practice it, because like I said the other day when I did do it, I still got some good results. So I'll just practice it in my own time, and then hopefully next time I do a salt video we'll actually have success. I'm going to have to wait for this to dry before I can rub off the masking fluid, and I think I'll probably have to turn my light on for that, or I'll come back to this tomorrow, but maybe my ring light will be turned on. Alright, so for me it's the next day. I've got fresh eyes, and I have checked in the 24 hours of that footage where I was talking about whether the light was too dark to see whether I'd have to edit it. It's not that bad actually, it's quite light surprisingly enough, which is funny because as I'm talking you've seen that bit when you're watching the video. Anyway, so like I said, I've got a fresh perspective. I really like how this has come out. I did a little bit of, you saw me do these bits, and then I did some splattering, and I think I got a bit of a salt technique here, so there is still a bit of a grain going on here. So what I might do is I might add some tiny gold sparkles, but I might do that before I take off the masking fluid, because I haven't decided whether I'm going to leave these as white silhouettes and just the painting basically focus on just having the background. Originally I was going to do the stem and do all of that, but I don't know whether I might just leave it. Sorry, so there's my, just getting a bit of, I say this every time I do these kinds of things, I should have spritzed this beforehand. I know it's not really good to jam your brush into the watercolour. Just see if I can just add some little sparkles. And obviously I'm going to have to let that dry before I come up with the masking fluid, otherwise I'm going to smear gold all over the painting. Okay, so it's dried like this, and I think it's looking, I don't know, I really like this at the moment. I mean, it's very simple in its design, but I was just thinking, does watercolour have to be really intricate to be beautiful? No. So let's off the masking fluid. Sorry for the camera shaking. I know that I put masking fluid on and I kept it on so I could splatter gold, but gold still seemed to get under it, because like that's, like there's nothing else to rub on, that is gold. Never mind. Okay, so that's how it's looking. I don't think I want to paint them. Like I could do, but I really like the idea of them kind of being a white silhouette kind of thing. Maybe add a few strands of grass. I don't know, I like that as it is. I don't know. Oh. Okay. I will do it a little bit, and yeah. So I'm going to get a tiny bit of, sorry, burnt umber. I'm going to mix it in with this indigo dark green that I've got, because it should, do it over here, make like a grey. That's very light grey. I'm doing it very, very lightly, so you'll see it's very washy. Okay. I'm just going to gently like it's a shadow. I hope I'm not going to regret this. I'm going to reactivate my green over here, got a little bit more Gambouge Hue, and it's made it brighter. And we're going to very carefully just yeah, I should have left it because I don't think the other stalks are too light. I was hoping with a dark background they would be, you know, highlighted, but oops, maybe they actually need to be darker to be seen. Oh dear, I should have left it. Definitely should have left it. That's fine. Just dab it out a little bit. Okay, I kind of like that. Doing that, the dabbing the watercolour out has made them still green but really light. I've taken up a lot of pigment there. So maybe if I just kind of try and make a shadow on the stalk, although not up here, I messed that bit up. Okay, I'm going to leave it as that. I'm going to leave it because otherwise we're getting into ruining it, and I actually really like it, so I'm just going to do this. Get some lot of indigo. So if that works. Okay, I'm going to call that finished. Okay, and we're pulling the tape off, which seems to be going well so far. It's actually really neat. Okay. Ooh. I really think that's really pretty. I really like that. Get you a close up. Got a bit of a sparkle as well. Oh, I like that. Kind of seeing how I can I really like that. I think it's pretty. I'm happy about how it came out. Like I said, very simple, but hey, I like it. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. Please feel free to leave me a comment and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I almost said paintings, but yeah, paintings and videos like this. Bye. I really like that.